Yo, what's going on guys? List of Legends here, bringing you back another list, and it's going to be the top 8 seasons 1 through 3 SpongeBob SquarePants episodes. And I know I've been doing a lot of SpongeBob and Total Drama stuff recently, like a lot, and what can I say, I really like both shows, and love talking about them, so just think of this as a marathon on the channel, and no, I do cover pretty much everything else, just with top 8 videos being the main focus. Also, I probably haven't mentioned this in a long time, but I try to upload 3 times a week since YouTube isn't my full-time job, so unfortunately I can't upload as much as I want to. And because I feel like I've been a sort of bully recently with talking about the old seasons being significantly better than the modern era, especially since I'm probably going to talk more and go more in depth with this list since I absolutely love the first 3 seasons, and I can't help talking about them more. I of course recommend you watch my top 8 must-watch modern SpongeBob SquarePants episodes, and even though I didn't go too in-depth with the list, you can still go watch the episode without much spoilers, and I guess since seasons 1 to 3 have been out for over a decade now, so I hope that counts. Anyways, I'll of course link down below the description for the modern episodes. Honestly, at the end of the day, it's no surprise that the first 3 seasons are the best, since that's when creator Steven Hillenburg was a really big influence on the show. So alright, I feel a bit better now about myself. But finally, with all that out of the way, make sure to click that like and subscribe button so I know you like my content. Without further interruptions, let's begin. Diving right back into the Bikini Bottom, man I love saying that. We have at our number 1 spot being the Graveyard Shift. In this episode, Mr. Krabs makes SpongeBob and Squidward do the night shift at the Krusty Krab, and a lot of weird things happen. The story has one setting and it actually works really well. Squidward messes with SpongeBob, telling him the iconic story of the hash-slinging slasher. What's really funny is that everything that happens in Squidward's story ends up actually happening, and even frightens Squidward himself. Also, we can't forget this is Nosferatu's first appearance. Overall, it's one of the darkest episodes in the show and makes it worth watching. Number 2 is Wet Painters, and this episode is so freaking funny, man. The episode kicks off with SpongeBob and Patrick painting inside of Mr. Krabs' house. However, he notes that if any of them so much so as gets even a drop of paint on his stuff, he would basically kill them. So what do these jolly buffoons do? They get paint on probably the most meaningful item to Mr. Krabs, that being his first dollar. So they basically go through numerous things, try to get the paint off, which gets them into one of my favorite moments of all time of the entire show, when Patrick says, "We have technology," and proceeds to bang the computer on the dollar. This episode overall was filled with so much good jokes that I can't even keep track of them all. Number 3 is the camping episode. Yeah, that's actually the name of the episode, not just me describing it. But anyways, it's where SpongeBob and Patrick go camping, sort of. They're basically just 5 feet away from SpongeBob's house in a tent, and they try to get Squidward to join in on the fun. But when SpongeBob warns Squidward of a possible sea bear attack, Squidward takes it upon himself to prove SpongeBob wrong, and he actually ends up being proven wrong himself by getting attacked by a sea bear. Which then is just a montage of Squidward getting tortured and mauled by a sea bear over and over, but it's actually pretty hilarious. This time it really feels well deserved since he basically provoked a sea bear attack on his own by shining his flashlight and wearing a sombrero hat of all, which made for some nice funny moments. Definitely a huge fan of this episode and can watch it over and over. Halfway on our list we have Pizza Delivery, and this episode is pretty much the foundation of funny quotable moments from the show. You have the Krusty Krab pizzas for you and me, It's a Rock, and many more. It's such a good episode and one I would recommend to anyone when deciding on an episode to watch from the first 3 seasons. I mean, plot is pretty straightforward. SpongeBob and Squidward must do a pizza delivery and end up getting stranded, so they have to walk to the customer's home, all while trying to keep their sanity. It's by far the best SpongeBob and Squidward episode for good reason. It also shows us more of Squidward's good side when they finally make it to the customer's house, and after their long journey, they get no tip, and they just end up getting absolutely nothing. They get told, "Where is my Diet Dr. Kelp," out of all things, which makes SpongeBob essentially break down in a sense, so Squidward stands up to him and shoves the pizza in the guy's face. It gives us more to Squidward's character, showcasing us he does care for the little sponge, and that's what really matters to me. Number 5 is Chocolates with Nuts, and sorry I had to say it like that. But no, seriously, what a good episode this was. So SpongeBob and Patrick go all around the Bikini Bottom selling chocolate bars, but are quickly conned and decide to play the con card themselves by false advertising that their chocolate bars can make you fly, live forever, rule the world, and so on. This episode spawned so many memes and quotes surrounding the chocolate bar guy that it was just absolutely insane. The jokes were comedy gold and on point, so much so I couldn't stop laughing. Not much else to say other than if you haven't seen this episode and have been living under Patrick's rock, do yourself a favor, grab a bag of popcorn and watch one of the greatest episodes of SpongeBob of all time, Chocolates with Nuts. Number 6 is Band Geeks, and it's really no surprise this is on the list, and I'm pretty sure it's on everyone's list for the best SpongeBob episodes of all time, not just seasons 1 through 3, just because, well, it's that good. You have Squidward needing to find a band so they can play in the Bikini Bottom Bubble Bowl that's coming up. However, he ends up actually struggling really hard because you not only have nobody being able to get along for more than 5 minutes, and some not even know how to play an instrument, and even one that thought mayonnaise was an instrument. Which hands down, that's easily one of my favorite Patrick quotes of all time. In the end, they actually end up pulling it off, and Squidward leads them to victory, or should I say, sweet victory, which was such an incredible song. Nearing the end of our list at our number 7 spot, we have SB 129. What can I not say about this episode other than the fact that it is pure perfection, and honestly for me, it's just as good as our number 8 spot coming up. In SB 129, when Squidward tries to avoid going jellyfishing with SpongeBob and Patrick, he's accidentally locked in the Krusty Krab freezer for over 2,000 years, so he wakes up into the future. There's just constant shenanigans of messing with time, showing us past variations of SpongeBob and Patrick, basically jumping into the prehistoric era. There's just so many settings in this episode, and all for only a short 11-minute storyline. We get to see the past, present, future, and even a world without anything, all of which reminds Squidward just how alone he is. In the end, Squidward is able to return home, however he actually admits how much he actually missed SpongeBob and Patrick, or should I say the real versions of them, all which made for an incredible scene to top off one of the best scenes in the entire show. Before getting into our great number 8 spot, I just want to say you literally have no idea how hard it was for me to decide just 8 episodes. There were literally so many I wanted to add to this list, like Shanghai, Gary Takes a Bath, Your Shoes Untied, Big Pink Loser, Frankendoodle. Honestly, I could just go on and on with this list, but all of these episodes are very good and are only slightly above each other. Honestly, even if you ask my top 8 favorite SpongeBob episodes from this era a month down the road, it's likely to change just because of how many incredible episodes there really were. Steven Hillenburg knew exactly what he was doing, and him and the crew made cartoon history. I mean, even if you show SpongeBob to a complete stranger on the street, or quote the show from this era, they're going to know exactly what you're talking about. What can I say, SpongeBob pretty much is the mascot for modern cartoons, and rightfully so. Alright, getting to our great number 8 spot, to me, the greatest SpongeBob episodes of seasons 1 through 3, and even of all time is Rock Bottom. Like the Graveyard Shift, is one of the darkest episodes of the whole show. Everything in this episode was pure gold. The episode has the perfect pace and gets right into the plot, with SpongeBob and Patrick getting on the wrong bus, taking them outside the Bikini Bottom to Rock Bottom, a place of monsters and ghouls roaming around. It's definitely one of the most unique places we've seen in SpongeBob, and it doesn't really appear in this series too much, which I actually like a lot so it doesn't get overused, and hopefully it stays that way. But that's unlikely. As much as modern SpongeBob is improving, it's also going backwards by constantly reminding us of old SpongeBob, with constantly reoccurring characters like Bubble Buddy and Doodle Bob, but in the end, nothing will beat those classic episodes. Alright viewers, that crosses off our top 8 best seasons 1 to 3 episodes of SpongeBob SquarePants. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe so we can build the channel even more. And yeah, with all that said, I look forward to seeing you with our next list.